Welcome back to another episode of the Degenerate Cardboard Enthusiast. My name is Terry, and today we're gonna watch another live reaction video of the Blitz Hero. This time it's Enigma versus Zen. And the last video you saw, I made it yesterday, and I was super tired from. I did a TD bike tour, which happened once a year in New York City, where you could ride your bike around the five boroughs of New York City. And it was raining. Well, it was like drizzling. It was cold. I literally worked the night before, so I got home around like 12 a.m., 1 a.m. I had to do some cleaning because I do the night market. It's not just a regular work. Like I bring everything into my minivan, take it out of my minivan and whatnot. Long story short, I had an hour of sleep along with another 12 hours of biking around, make sure everybody's okay. Biked around like 40 miles to 45 miles. I haven't biked in months or close to a year, so my butt bone was all like sore and everything. It was hurting. Let's just say it was a long day. It was a very long day for me. So here's another video on Enigma and Zen gameplay. So the last time we saw it was a overwhelming landslide between New and Zen. Let's see what this does now.
Alright, should we high roll?
Yep, let's go.
Alright.
They're using regular dice. Like
When the game begins,
they need
we
to
flip
contact
our
me
equipment, but
about
Mistveil has something
dice.
called the cloaked equipment, which stays face
I make
down
so much better
and
dice than them.
And Enigma is special in that case where she has, in fact, 4 cloaked equipment, and I will be using these to try and get Carol or try and protect my board throughout the game.
Okay, let's look at the
There's a lot of mysterious
equipment.
stuff you got going on here, but let's get started.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, so looks like
I'll start
Enigma
off
has
attacking
all of her
the
cloaked,
Tiger Taming Kakara pitching
all of her equipment
Now,
cloaked.
Tiger Taming Kakara is a once per turn action. Attack.
I might run this in
Once
my
attacks,
five.
next
I
crouching
mean, not my
tiger,
five,
this
my
combo chain
Benji.
gets +1. So this is coming in for 2 with Go.
Because I use
Don't want
that
any damage
tiger,
because
crouching tiger a
we're
lot.
up anyway, so we'll just be defending for 2 here with the spillover.
Defending for 2. Alright, you know what, Jason? I think I'm done. I'm going to close the combat chain,
No.
and I'm going to pass the priority back to you. Now, the tricky thing about versing Enigma is they have a lot of instants that they can play even on my turn. So I'm just going to wait and see if Jason wants to do anything at the end of my turn.
We will choose not to do anything.
Sweet. I'll go to the end step, arsenal, and pass back.
So typically as Enigma, we'll be looking to develop a board here with some ward cards that can attack and also prevent damage. However, we don't really have anything that we can play, so instead I think we'll just attack with a second tenet of Chi Tide. And this attack says if you transcend at this turn, this gives +2.
So it's just
say we
5.
get the +2, maybe. If you think
3
so.
for 5.
So even after I defend, if you transcend, this will get the bonus.
That's correct.
Okay. I will be...
Oh.
I'll defend this for 3 here.
Okay.
You got anything?
I don't.
Yes. Alright, I'll be taking 2 here.
Cool. And I will just move to end the turn.
Sounds good. Okay, I'll start my turn off with a Biting Breeze. When this hits,
If
create
this
crouching
has a
tiger in the
yellow,
advantage zone. You may play it this turn with Go.
I'm gonna run this in
This
my
is coming for
Benji.
3 with Go again.
This is quite threatening for me because if he gets a Crouching Tiger, his staff will actually give it +1, so it won't be attacking for 0, it'll be attacking for 1, but we just have to consider whether we think that's a threat or not. I don't think that's a threat. I might just take 3 here.
Okay,
No blocks.
sounds good.
Alright, cool. Take 3. You get your Tiger and your Banish Zone.
So I get to create a Crouching Tiger in my advantage zone. Now, what I'll do next is I'm going to close the combat chain and put Biting Breeze into my graveyard. And now I'll come in with another Biting Breeze, blue one this time, coming in for 1 with Go again, with the same on-hit effect.
I think it's a little bit harder for him to utilize 2 Crouching Tigers, so we'll just let this one go as well. No blocks.
Sounds good.
Cool. Take 1.
And now I get another Crouching Tiger. Alright, now I get to do something really exciting here, which is Preserve Tradition. Now, Preserve Tradition is a legendary instant that says put target action card from your graveyard to the
That's
bottom
why
of the
he
deck.
closed the
And I'll be
chain.
choosing this red Biting Breeze because it is a power card, and I'll put it down here. And also, this is, if you've played another blue card this turn, Transcend. So when you Transcend,
you
you take this
transcend.
card out, you flip it over, and it becomes an Inner Chi, which is a resource card that you get back into your hand. And now,
Okay.
this is where Mystic Heroes really shine, because now I can use my hero ability, pitching this Inner Chi, to search my deck for a combo card. and then I'll search for a Key
Oh.
Unleashed, which is one of my cards. And additionally to
Oh.
searching for a combo card to put in the Bandage Zone that I can play this turn, I get a Crouching Tiger into my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is a lot of Tigers.
It's got a lot of Tigers.
So I will use a Crouching Tiger for my Bandage Zone and come at you for 0.
I have no reason to defend this, so I'll say no
Yes.
blocks.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, it might not seem like the best attack, but it powers up this Key Unleashed, which says combo. If Crouching Tiger was the last attack this combat chain, this gets +4 power. So this one is coming in for 7, and I'll be pitching this Untamed with 1 resource floating.
That's pretty good. I think as Enigma, you have to know when to take some hits and use your life as a resource. You can't be blocking with your cards willy-nilly, you just have to hold off a little bit and take some damage sometimes, so I will say no blocks.
Sounds good.
Go to 9.
Now, I did have the option to use the arms, Waves of Aquamarine, to push 1 more damage over, but because Jason didn't have any wards up, I think I would prefer to save this for later on in the game. Now, Sadly, I didn't have much use for this Crouching Tiger, but it's okay, because I have one in my hand. Back to you, Jason.
Alright, now as Enigma, as I was saying before, you kind of want to hold your hand a little bit and try and develop your board, so that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to pitch
So that transcend wasn't that great.
Now, Haste Shelter is ward X, where X is 4 if you pitch a blue card this turn, otherwise it's 1. So this is a very powerful card on attack and defense, but it's only powerful if you can get a blue card into your person.
Wait, go back. Ward X, where ward is 4. If you pitch a blue card this turn, it's otherwise 4 X X is 1. So you need to pitch a blue. Okay. So he did pitch a blue, so that's ward 4.
Declare an attack with Haste Shelter for 4 using 1 resource, using my weapon Cosmo. So Cosmo
Okay, let's
during
see.
my turn,
During your turn, auras you control with ward or weapons base equal to the ward. Oh, so it's coming in for 4. Your auras attack with 1 or more counters and it gets go again. So
auras I control with ward are weapons with base power equal to their ward and have once per turn action attack. And if my aura attacks and it has a +1 counter on it, it gains go again. So I'll be attacking for 4 with no go again.
You have no go again. You have 2
No go
cards in hand. And
oh, so this is where Shimmer
it's
Silver
for
comes
4,
into
huh?
play really well.
Now, there's no on-head effects here, and I'm pretty happy with drawing this hand, so I'll declare no defense here.
Okay, we actually can give it go again. By pitching a blue, paying 1, we can turn up our arms.
One of these.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Tradition. This is arguably one of Enigma's best cards, and it says instant, pay 1 resource. Turn this face up, put a +1 counter on an aura you control with ward. So we'll be putting a +1 counter on Haste Shelter. So not only is it coming in for 1 more damage,
So it's 5. Go again.
it also gains go again from Cosmo. So you can really do this as a combat trick to give your auras go again.
Sweet. Okay, I'll be taking 5, which is a lot of damage, but that is what it is.
And then we will pay 1 resource to play Waning Vengeance. This card says when this leaves the arena, if you've pitched a blue card this turn, create a Spectral Shield token, and it wards for 2. This is very good on defense, and it's a similar thing with Haste Shelter, where if you pitch a blue card, it has a defensive capability. These cards are very good in conjunction with each other, since you can just pitch 1 blue card on your opponent's turn to turn on both of them. So with this Waning Vengeance, I will attack with 2. No go again, no tricks this time.
That's all right. I'll take 2 here.
Alright, cool. And then I'll pass my turn.
Sweet.
Okay.
Okay, Jason's starting
A
to
lot of
build
wards.
quite the presence on the board in the form of these auras. So kind of my plan here is to try and push as much damage his way as possible to clear these wards and hopefully deal some more damage to his life total. Now I'll start off with the Tiger Taming Kakara. This is coming in for 2 with go again, and it will power up my next Tiger attack.
So the annoying thing about ward is they're kind of like little allies that will jump in front of damage to protect you. So even though I want to take this damage here and keep these alive, I can't because they'll be soaking the damage regardless. So I think we just have to defend here and try and protect them a little bit. So we'll defend with this Battlefront Bastion for 2. And this says when this defends alone, prevent the next 1 damage that will be dealt to you this turn. So it has 1 prevention floating, and this is very helpful against Zen because maybe following this is a Crouching Tiger, and this will help protect the Crouching Tiger.
You might know that there's a Crouching Tiger in my arsenal ready and waiting, but I'm not that predictable, Jason. I'll come in with a Biting Breeze.
He's good.
This comes in for 3. If this hits, which it definitely won't, I get a Crouching Tiger. But 3 damage is all I need right now.
Now, typically at this point, you want to be calculating whether you can actually expend your resources, as in your defending cards, to help protect your auras on board. I'm feeling like I probably can't protect my auras this turn, but I'm still going to try. So I'm going to defend for 3 here with Astral Etchings.
All right, and now
So I
coming in with
see.
this Crouching Tiger.
Something I just noticed, the playmat, it says Pro Tour on it. So I guess Pro Tour and you get these playmat. I want the Enigma one. The young Enigma is really nice. The adult new and adult Zen is nice, but the young Enigma, look at that color. Look at like the way it flows and everything. So much going on. I like the Enigma.
It gets +1 thanks to my Tiger Taming Kakara, so it's coming in for 1.
That's quite good. I think typically we would decide what sort of prevention we want to use, but this will stay throughout my next turns, but this will not. So I will let the Battlefront Bastion prevention eat your Crouching Tiger.
Sounds good. And the next chain link is going to be the Pouncing Key. Now, this is one of my power cards. This says combo. If Crouching Tiger was the last attack this combat chain, this gets +1 power and go again. So this is now coming in for 4, threatening your wards, and it still has go again, so I can continue my turn.
That's really good. It's actually extremely hard for me to pitch a blue to keep these up. So I think we have to do some funky play here. Defend for 3 and let you have my uphold tradition as well. So warding 1 and defending for 3.
That sounds good. Now, I have a decision here whether I want to keep on trying to pressure Jason here or set up for a bigger turn next turn. And as much as
Pressure.
it's tempting to just give it my oldest turn, I'm just going to pass.
Oh,
For now.
shit. I would have pressure. That's where
So generous. And,
All right,
he
I'll
and
just
I are
pass all
very
this
different.
and see what you got for me.
And now the power of Enigma is that as long as you can protect your ward auras, you can actually attack with them turn after turn, so they become like allies. So I'll be pitching this blue here to attack with my Haze Shelter, and we'll be attacking for 5 going in, just like last turn. So I pitched the blue, so it becomes ward 4 with a +1 counter, so attacking for 5 with go again.
Most of Enigma's attacks don't have any on-hit effects, so I might as well just use these equipment because they have very useful effects when they defend. So Mask of the Wizard Whiskers says, when this defends, put a card with combo from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck.
That's really good.
So I'll be getting this Key Unleashed.
Key Unleash
putting my power
again.
cards and putting it back on the bottom.
He
And
did
then
that last
Stride
game.
of Reprisal says, when this defends, create Crouching Tiger in your hand. So I'll be getting this into my hand to utilize next turn. And so these defend for 2, so I'll be taking 3.
That's right. And then I'll just be attacking with my Waning Vengeance for 2 with no go again.
Sounds good? I'll take 2.
Cool. And I'll pass my turn there.
This is the turn for me to try and clear these wards. So let's see if I have enough damage to do so. I'll start off with a Harmony of the Hunt, pitching a blue. Harmony of the Hunt says, when this attacks, if you've pitched a blue card this turn, create a Crouching Tiger in your hand. So I'll be creating one of these into my hand, and this is coming in for 1 with going.
He has a lot of Crouching Tigers now.
Because even if these have high ward numbers, they'll still be eaten up by just an attack for 1 damage, as they'll be forced to prevent it. I have to do my best here to try and prevent exactly 1 damage so that my auras don't die. So I think we're going to flip up our legs here. I walk a gateway. And it just says, instant destroy this, prevent the next 1 damage that we dealt to you this turn. Activate this ability only while this is face down. So this is a very, very good defensive equipment. It activates for
Okay,
3
so
damage
it's just
per turn.
warding.
I'll be doing that here.
Okay, well, I'm going to respond to that, Jason,
Okay,
with
okay.
a very powerful card called Stir the Pot.
Oh, yeah?
Now, this is another Mystic instant that transcends, and Stir the Pot says, shuffle. One of my favorite things to do when playing trading card games is to shuffle. Now, this might seem like I'm not doing much, but remember all these attacks that I was putting on the bottom of my deck. Now, all of a sudden, there's a high chance that these reach the top of my deck. Now, this is a Transcend card, and because I've played another blue card, it transcends into an inner chi that gets added into my hand. And what
Okay,
I'll
a
do
lot
now
of
is I'll
hands in there.
activate Zen. I'll create another Crouching Tiger into my hand, and I will search my deck for a Key Unleashed, the card that I put on the bottom with my Mask the turn before to set up a powerful attack
Very
against me.
scary, very scary.
Now I've got so many Crouching Tigers. Let's see if it's going to be enough to push through his defenses. I'll come in with a Tiger Taming Kakara for now. This is coming in for 2, and it will pump my next Crouching Tiger.
Something tricky you can do with Enigma is you can actually play this Moonchakra here. Which says the next time you deal damage this turn, prevent 1 of the damage, but if you've transcended this turn, instead prevent 3. So in response to me playing Moonchakra, I'm actually going to play Rising Sun Setting Moon. This is
Oh.
a Mystic Instant Transcend card, which says draw a card, then put a card from the hand on the bottom of your deck. So I'll draw here, and then I will put this card on the bottom of my deck. And this will transcend.
Damn, there's a lot of interactive play right now.
And now, Moonchakra, because I've transcended this turn.
Transcend. Now it's flop.
Let this prevent your target.
Preventing 3.
Sounds good. Next up, I have one of my Crouching Tigers that gets +1 thanks to the Tiger Taming Kakara. So this hopefully will be one of that points of damage that starts stripping your auras.
That's quite good. Something you can do with Enigma is you can activate her hero ability by pitching an energy to create a spectral shield with a +1 counter on it.
Oh,
This is quite
look at that
powerful
spectral
because
shield.
just by
That's
using
a
her
new
ability,
picture.
I've now got a blue card in my pitch zone, which turns on both of these defensive capabilities. Now I will actually let the Waning Vengeance take this hit, and it will go to the graveyard, and because I've pitched a blue card, it will create another spectral shield. So you can see how it's very powerful on defense.
Oh,
And by the way,
shit.
spectral shields are just an aura token that is ward 1.
Now you might think all I have going on for me is this Key Unleashed in my Bandage Zone, but actually I have a Pouncing Key as well. This is coming in for 4
Oh,
with going.
4 go
It's
again.
looking pretty good. I don't think we'll be able to defend this out whole way. He's still got 3 cards in hand, and Unleashed he can play from Banish Zone. We'll try to protect for a little longer. That's alright. We will play Big Blue Sky from my arsenal, which is a Mystic Defense reaction. This says it gets +1 defense for each blue card I've pitched this turn. So I've got 1 here, and so this is defending for 3. And I will defend for 3, and I will ward 1 on your attack for 4.
Sweet, sounds good. And next up, I'll come in with the Crouching Tiger, this time for 0,
I will declare no blocks.
and then I will Key Unleashed. Another big, powerful beater that will come in for 7. And I have a 1 resource floating.
So I've currently got Ward 4 and Ward 1. So I think what we can do here is defend for 3 and then let it have the Haze Shelter, and at least we'll have the Spectral Shield alive to attack him with. So I will defend for 3, and this Haze Shelter will ward for 4.
And you have 1 card in hand.
1 card in hand.
You know what? I think now is the time to show you one of my cloaked equipment pieces. Waves of Aquamarine. Attack reaction, 1 cost. Turn the space up. Target attack gets +1 power. At the start of your turn, destroy this. So I'm going to pump this up to 8 in the reaction step, so that hopefully I get to strip that Spectral Shield with a +1 counter on it.
Enigma can actually attack with Spectral Shields for free off her hero ability, which says the first Spectral Shield attack each turn costs 1 less to activate. But since he's flipped up the arms, we actually want him to just destroy the arms at the start of his turn, because if I attack for 2 on my turn by protecting my shield, then he will effectively gain 1 value, and we just want to deprive him of value here. So I think we'll just let him have it, and these 2 wards can eat up his 8 damage.
That's all I got for you.
That's pretty good though. You've cleared my board and stripped my hand as well. So now I have to try and salvage this game. I think I'll have to set up for a later turn, so I'll just arsenal this card and pass back to you.
Okay, at the start of my turn, Jason didn't attack me, which was a very strong strategic play, Jason. I didn't get to use up my Waves of Aquamarine on the defensive side, so at the start of my turn, this is going to get destroyed. Alright, starting off my turn, I'll start off with a Biting Breeze Yellow. This is coming in for 2, and when it hits, I create a...
There's a yellow. I
It's quite
need
good.
that
I
on
mean,
my Benji
right now
deck.
we just have to try and think about what he has. Whether he has a Harmony of the Hunt, it could be useless trying to block this. But I think we will just have to give you this Battle Front Bastion for 2 defense. And when this defends alone, like before, I will prevent the next 1 damage that comes at me.
Another prevention shield waiting for me. Okay. Let's see if this Tiger taming Kakara can be enough to push through your prevention. So this is coming in for 2. My next Tiger will get +1.
Now, I think we're not actually too afraid of this hitting since the ability is on attack, so we will say no blocks.
Sounds good.
I will prevent 1 damage here and take 1.
Next up, I'll come in with an Untamed.
Ooh.
Now this is a 1-cost attack. It says when this attacks, the next Crouching Tiger I play this turn gets +1 power. But the important thing is this is coming in for 4 with Go Again, which is a pretty threatening effect.
It's very hard for me to block this here, but it's okay. We have a little bit of life to play with, so we'll say no blocks.
Sounds good?
Cool. I'll take 4. Go to 4.
Alright, now create a bit of a life lead. Let's see if it'll be enough. Crouching Tiger that I've saved up.
Oh,
now
there's
this
1.
gets +1 from the Untamed and +1 from the Kakara.
So
coming in
it's
for
2.
Getting a little sketchy here. We're too committed at this point. You just have to use your life as a resource sometimes, so I'll say no blocks.
Sounds good.
Cool, I'll take 2.
And that's all I've got. I'll arsenal this card, this on the bottom and draw.
So one of the best cards in Enigma's deck is Spectral Manifestations, which I'll play by Bishop Blue. Now this card says, create a Spectral Shield token. Then if you have no other Illusionist auras, put 3+1 counters on it. That's extremely
Oh.
in Enigma. Sometimes you want to be protecting your auras, and sometimes you just want to let them die so you can play cards like this. And the Spectral Shield, as I said before, is a very powerful token in Enigma's deck because her hero ability discounts the first attack, so I can actually attack with this for free. So I'll be attacking you for 4 with Go Again, so it's ward 1 with 3+1
Whoa,
counters.
what's
So
our hero ability
I can
again?
actually attack with this for free. 4 is a very powerful token in Enigma's deck because her hero ability
What's your first spectral to your attack cost? Oh wow.
discounts the first attack, so I can actually attack with this for free. So I'll be attacking you for 4 with Go Again, so it's ward 1 with 3+1 counters. So 4
A
with
free.
Sounds good. No, on hits, I'll be taking this damage.
A
and then we'll just be
free.
using our 1 floating to
Go
play
Again.
Waning Vengeance red. Now you can see why the discount is very important because it allows us to get so much value off just 1 blue. And I will just arsenal this card.
Alright, you're rebuilding that board. Luckily, Jason didn't attack me again because I really want to keep as many cards as I can from this hand.
So here I could have actually pitched the blue to attack with a Waning Vengeance for 3 and stripped a card from Carol's hand, and at the same time using a spare resource to flip over the head. But the reason why I didn't do that is I wanted to maybe keep that in my arsenal for later. So just in case he comes in with a little bit of extra damage, I can play out the card from arsenal to protect my life.
There's 2 more auras now that I have to deal with. And let's try to find a way. Plan out this turn to strip as many cards from Jason's hand and push through these auras and hopefully push through those final 2 points of life. So here I actually arsenaled an attack for 4, and I highly value these particular attacks because those are the hardest ones for Jason to defend out and can push through and clear those auras. So I'll start off with Flex Claws. Now this is coming in for 4. It says when this hits, create a Crouching Tiger in your banner zone, you may play it this turn. And it has Go Again. But thanks to Jason's auras, we know for sure that this will not be hitting.
I think what we want to do here is just defend a little bit. We want to keep our Spectral Shield alive. So I will defend with the Spectral Manifestations for 2 and then go to reactions.
Sure, no reactions.
Got a big blue sky defending for 2 again, so this is covering 4 of your damage.
Sounds good. Now next up, I'll come in with a Harmony of the Hunt. This is when this attacks, if you pitch the blue card this turn, create a Crouching Tiger into your hand. And it's coming in for 3 with Go Again.
Very good. I think we'll just cover this for 3. Block 3.
Now, Jason has only 1 card in hand. I'll play out a Crouching Tiger for 0. And let's see if this can seal the deal. I'll play a Key Unleashed. Now this is the power card that comes in for 7 and it's going to threaten all your wards and hopefully like your life total as well.
It's good. Unfortunately, we've got a Transcend card in our hand, which doesn't defend. But Enigma is probably the best hero to utilize a Transcend card, turning from a 0 block to something that can actually prevent some damage. So we've got a Preserve Tradition here, and we can play it. Because we've played Big Blue Sky, which is a blue defense reaction, we've actually played a blue card this turn. So this says put target action card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck, and we will be putting a red Battlefront Bastion, hopefully for the endgame, on the bottom of our deck. Hopefully we stay alive this turn, and we will be transcending this, so turning it over, turning it into an energy, and then we will be pitching it to play a Waning Vengeance, blue from our arsenal, and turning over our headpiece, Truth's Retold, paying 1 to put an aura from my graveyard to the bottom of my deck. So we'll be taking this Haze Shelter as well, and putting it onto the bottom of our deck.
Okay.
And now I am covering 1, 4, 5, 6, so I will be losing all of my wards, and taking 1 damage, going down to 1 life, unless you have any reactions.
There's no reactions.
Alright, so these Waning Vengeances die, and they will create 2 Spectral Shields. So this
Wow.
actually lets us maintain a bit of a board going into the next turn.
Alright, and you're going down to 1.
Going down to 1.
Alright, 1 life to go.
And now,
Almost there.
when you're on 1 life, your chest piece can be activated. So Heirloom of Rabbit Hide. While this is a quick face down, at the start of your turn, if you have exactly 1 life, you may turn this face up, and it just says ward.
Oh wow.
We'll just attack with a Spectral Shield for 1.
Alright, you know what? I'm going to go down to 1 life as well.
Alright, he's good. He's good. I'll draw 4 and pass turn.
I also have an Heirloom. Heirloom of Tiger Hide says, Cloaked. While this is equipped face down, at the start of your turn, if you have exactly 1 life, you may turn this face up, and it has Blade Break 3.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh shoot.
Biting Breeze, a yellow that's coming in for 2.
Now we have a bunch of 3 blocks in hand, so I think we'll just let these Spectral Shields die. I'll let this ward 2. So ward 1 covering 2.
Sounds good. Now you do have that big ward 4, so what I'll do is I'll come in with a Tiger Taming Kakara.
Alright, and this is why Zen is a very hard opponent for Enigma, because you can't really defend that well. I think we'll have to give him a card from hand. Lose a bit of value, but defend for 3 here. you go.
Sounds good. And my next attack is going to be Water the Seeds. When this attacks, you next attack this combat chain with 1 or less base power gets +1 power. This is coming for 3 with Bogan.
Our hand's quite good, so we might just let this chest eat up this damage here. So we'll ward 4 on his 3 power.
That's all I got for now.
Alright.
Alright, I'll close the combat chain, Arsenal and pass.
So we can't actually do too much, unfortunately. What we can do is play first tenor of Chi Moon, and we won't be using the ability, even though the ability says your next blue attack this turn gets when this attacks draw a card. We'll just be using it to transcend our homage to ancestors, which is gain 1 life. And if I played another blue card this turn, transcend. So I will be turning this into an energy, and I will be pitching it to create a spectral shield with Enigma's hero ability, using with a +1 counter, and then I will be attacking with this spectral shield for free. So I'll attack you for 2 go again for free. Just counted off Enigma's hero ability.
Alright, I really want to keep my hand, so I'm going to be using the heirloom to defend out your damage.
And we'll just save this card for later, so we'll ask.
Okay, I'm going to start off by playing a
Getting
Winged
really close.
Chakra. This is a non-attack action card that says the next Crouching Tiger you play this turn gets +3 power. If I've transcended this turn, instead it gets +5 power. Now unfortunately I haven't transcended this turn, so we'll just be pumping it by 3, but we can make a Crouching Tiger this turn using a Companion of the Claw. Pitching a blue card, Companion of the Claw says when this attacks, if you've pitched a blue card this turn, create a Crouching Tiger into your hand. So I'll be getting this into my hand, and this is coming in for 4, threatening a breakpoint, which is very important against decks like Enigma, where a lot of his cards defend for 2 or 3, so this attack for 4 hopefully will be stripping at least 2 cards from Jason's hand.
Now, the annoying thing with Enigma is that she runs a lot of cards that do not defend whatsoever. But what you can do with Enigma is actually pitch away cards that don't defend to play other cards that don't defend but actually ward. So we're playing a Haste Shelter that wards for 4 because I've pitched a blue here. And this will cover the breakpoint that he's so fond of.
Well played, Jason. I feel like you always have the cards you need against my attacks.
We've always got everything.
But it's okay, because I have another breakpoint.
Wait, that's pretty good.
So I'll let your Haste Shelter
Okay, this
hit
wards
the
4.
graveyard, and I'll come in with a Flex Claws. And this comes in for 4. It has that on hit that makes me a Crouching Tiger in the Bandit Zone. Let's see if it hits.
This is not hitting, sir. I mean, you already have a Crouching Tiger, so who cares? We'll just defend for 3 here.
Yep.
And let our Spectral Shield ward the last one.
Sounds good. Now, I still have that Wind Chakra that I played at the start, so this
Good.
Crouching Tiger will be coming in for 3.
Oh, we have 1 resource and we can only do one thing, which is play out our last no block, Waning Vengeance yellow. And this says when this leaves the arena, if I've pitched a blue card this turn, create a Spectral Shield token. So luckily we played that Homage to Ancestors and gain us a bit of life. And we can let this die and take a damage, go back down to 1.
Sounds good.
Cool. And this will leave the arena, create a Spectral Shield token.
Ah, those shields, they never end. That's all I've got for now. I'll Arsenal, and I'll see what you got.
Okay. I think I will just attack you for 1 with my Spectral Shield.
It might not seem like much, but
here
attack
comes
for
the
1 is actually
Kodachis.
very strong. Yeah, since I'm on 1 life.
Take 1 card from him.
So yeah, I will be forced to defend with a card from hand.
Sure. Then I will pass my turn.
Sounds good. Okay, I'm going to start my turn by playing a Tiger Form Incantation, pitching a blue Flex
Next
Claws.
Crouching
Once
Tiger
I'm
gets
winning Tiger by
+3.
and it gives me a Tiger into my hand.
Mm.
So
Oh.
having a Tiger in my hand, I will start off by attacking you with a Tiger Taming Kakara, which will help my Tiger by 1. Now on this turn, I played the Tiger Form Incantation first, before attacking with my weapon, because if you play the non-attack action card afterwards, it actually closes the chain,
Yep.
so you wouldn't get the bonus from the weapon.
I think we'll just have to defend for 2 here.
That's fair enough. I guess it's Tiger time. The
For
Crouching
2.
Tiger is coming in for 4, thanks to the double
4.
pump from the Incantation and the
Oh
Kakara.
yeah.
That's quite good. I think we'll be trying to cover this 4 by pitching a Moon Chakra to play a Waxing Spectre. That comes in with the +1 counter, but that's not relevant right now. So I'll be warding 4 here.
So I only have 1 card in hand and 1 in arsenal. In reactions, I'm going to play the Grain That Tips the Scale.
Wait, what?
So actually, Zen doesn't have any attack reaction in the deck, but he does have this beautiful Mystic Instant that pumps up my attack +1. So at this point in the game, I'm starting to run out of threats. So I've decided to go for more of a risky play and try and finish the game off with the Grains That Tip the Scale. Even though Jason did have a card in his arsenal and a card in hand to deal with it at instant speed, I feel like at this point I just had to go for it. Now, I'm hoping that Jason doesn't have anything here to cover this one, which puts my Tiger at 5 power.
Of course he had it. Of course he had it. No, I don't have anything to cover the damage, so I will take it.
Yes, stripping the auras, getting you down to 0.
Good
Good game,
game.
Jason.
Good game.
Okay, this one's much
Now,
closer.
I just got there in that game with the Grain That Tips the Scale. To be honest, in that moment, I do think that was a high-risk play. My deck was running out of threats, so I felt like that was the only way for me to actually punch through and win the game.
Yep, and that game was a great showcase of not always the better player wins. Sometimes it's the luckier player. You can play around your opponent as much as possible, but sometimes they just have the attack react to get over the top.
And that's the thing about my deck is there was only 1 card in the actual main deck that gives that +1 at instant speed, so I had to try and take the risk and get there, and I did.
There are certain spots in the game where I could have maybe just let my auras die and just rebuilt my board, and maybe that would have let me do a little bit more damage and protect a little bit more life, rather than kind of chopping and changing and blocking a little bit here and attacking a little bit there. So I think you just have to be a little bit adaptable, but also just be very solid in your game plan when you're versing Zen.
So one of the things that I really try to focus on was attacking for 1 or 2 of these small attacks when Jason had big auras out. And when he had tiny auras or had no auras at all, I tried to punch through with those 4 power attacks that created that annoying breakpoint for him to deal with.
Thanks for watching, guys. Really hope you enjoyed watching this gameplay.
Yeah, and make sure to hit up your local pre-releases from the 24th to the 27th of May.
Okay, so let's recap. That's a lot of wards from Enigma. That's gonna be annoying. And there's a lot of Crouching Tigers, like what's that word called? Crouching Tiger flow, Crouching Tiger combo, Crouching Tiger like finesse type of thing that will work really well with my Benji. And I say about, I think sometimes after Heavy Hitter, I revisit Benji. And at first, I made Benji like regular combo deck, regular combo, with head jab, with spinning wheel kick or something, and 1-2 punch. But then I remember playing one of the opponents, and he did a Crouching Tiger, and I was like, whoa, there's a lot more pop off turn, because for the old Benji it was just like, oh, the pop off turn is you get that one spring tiding and boom, that's it. Yeah, and if they save all of their equipment for that 2 spring tiding, you're done. You have really no pop off turn. But with the Tiger Benji, there were certain ways, different avenues I could go through where I could pop off and still beat them. So now with this whole part to Mistveil, and with Zen, there's more Crouching Tiger things that I could do with. I can't find that word. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but I can't. So like I found more Crouching Tiger like arsenals and repertoire to go and pump up my Benji. Now the only part is what cards do I take out, because my Benji is exactly 52 cards. Blitz is very hard to sideboard, especially Benji. Benji uses 2 hands. I might take away the Kodachi and the Zephyr Needle and put that one staff in there so I could have another card. But wow, it's hard because I still have to have those no runes, those AB stuff for like Emperor, and also for like Viserai or Vincent, for all those rune chants. But so recap on this. Seems like Zen, I keep saying Zen is not really that much interactive as Enigma and New. He's more straightforward. He's the Fi of this set. Kind of like Fi when we did Uprising. Dromai had all these ash thing and everything, and also Icelander had like the blues and more interactive and stops you and all that stuff. And 5 was just straightforward. Zen seems to be the same thing too. Go Y and go and combos and all that stuff, but nothing too interactive as Enigma and New. As you saw Jason here, like every single time there's something, oh, he could do this, he could pitch this, and it creates this and all that stuff, yada yada yada. Zen, nothing too tricky. It's just straightforward. You do this, you combo off of this, okay, you're good. You come out that, and that. So that's all I got for today. I like Zen. Mainly, he's more simplistic, but he's very vanilla compared to the other 2 female characters. So I want to see what I could turn. I'm not gonna play Zen. I'm gonna play, as you hear, I'm gonna play more Benji, and let's see if I can make something with Benji. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.